Most beautiful railway stations in the world. 1. Napoli Afragola, Naples. Appearing less a train station as much as some sort of biomechanical creature slithering across the high-speed rail line that links Naples and Salerno, Afragola manages to catch the eye even against the ominous backdrop of Mount Vesuvius, one of Europe's most active volcanoes. The station is laid out in such a way that, should the Earth start to wobble, parts of its structure can move independently of each other and all, hopefully, survive intact. 2. Gare do Oriente, Lisbon. A Gothic-inspired pavilion of metal and glass, Lisbon's Gare do Oriente opened just in time for millions of visitors to pour through it on their way to the enormous Expo 98 World Fair. Designed to maximize natural light during the day, the towering work by Spanish architect Santiago Calatrava resembles a sort of illuminated forest by night, with a subterranean shopping center and police station forming its concrete roots. 3. Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, Mumbai. Still known colloquially as VT after its colonial era name, Victoria Terminus, Chhatrapati Shivaji doesn't actually have much in common with Britain's own Great Victorian Railway, St Pancras. If anything, it's much grander than George Gilbert Scott's Gothic red brick effort. Its profusion of domes and spires topped by a 4-meter-high marble statue intended to represent progress, in case anyone missed the point. Now one of Mumbai's most celebrated buildings, Chhatrapati Shivaji has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 2004. 4. Gare de Metz-Ville, Metz. Metz's main station may appear at first to be some sort of converted church, but in fact it's an artifact of imperial, rather than religious, history. Despite being more than a century old, it's the 4th railway station to occupy this site, and was built by Kaiser Wilhelm II to assert German sovereignty over the region in 1908. 5. Kanazawa Station. Kanazaw's main railway station is a fascinating fusion of past and future. In front of it sits a vast traditional wooden torii gate of the sort usually found outside Japanese shrines, while the entrance to the station itself is covered by the sparkling aluminium and glass Motenashi dome. Every detail has been meticulously thought through, including the dazzling platform columns which are embellished with gold leaf, one of Kanazawa's most famous exports. 6. Estación Central, Santiago. Officially named Alameda, after the Chilean capital's main road, Estación Central was inaugurated in 1885, but it wasn't until its current building opened in 1897 that it became an icon, perhaps unsurprisingly given it was the work of one Gustave Eiffel. 2 brilliant white colonnaded station buildings sit on either side of the tracks and are topped by a vast, ornate steel roof that swoops across the whole thing like an outsized albatross. 7. Huddersfield Station. A Corinthian palace of a station, celebrated by architectural authorities including Pevsner and Beckmann. Huddersfield's design, OTT even by Victorian rail termini standards, was a combined effort of 2 separate rail firms, the idea being to link the two with one particularly extravagant centerpiece. Visitors should make sure to admire the oil painting of Felix, the senior pest controller, a cat. 8. Central do Brasil, Rio de Janeiro. Railway stations tend to be, pretty horizontal, for fairly obvious reasons, but this one in downtown Rio has its own 400-foot high Art Deco tower that's apparently notorious for failing to show the correct time. The station is named for the now defunct Estrada do Ferro Central do Brasil railway network whose headquarters were once housed here. 9. Grand Central, New York. Possibly the best known train station in the whole world. Even if you've never been to New York's Grand Central, you'll almost certainly recognize it from movies like North by Northwest and The Avengers. It's also pretty famous for its own art, a vast, albeit slightly inaccurate, star chart mural adorns the ceiling of the main concourse, while an array of celebrated murals, sculptures and paintings can be found both inside and out. 10. Dunedin Station. This fairy tale castle of basalt and limestone led to architect George Troup becoming known as Gingerbread George, though he had apparently preferred an alternative design that had a Scottish manor house feel. Once New Zealand's busiest station, The building has seen a huge decline in traffic and now also houses a restaurant, art gallery and the New Zealand Sports Hall of Fame. Every year, the main platform is transformed into the world's longest runway for a fashion show.